Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer, and it is game time. Okay, so y'all know how I do. I see something, I share something. Seeing something on Instagram, excuse me, caught my interest. It was, I gotta say this, it was enlightening. It was enlightening. So, for those of you who didn't see my last show, I went up on Kendra G for because some guy from the Bay Area really just stuck it to her, and I stand by that. It was brutal. It was brutal. It was like a wolf eating a rabbit. Like he just like handed it to her, and that's because she has a lot of she had some. She walked in with some preconceived conceptions of him. This one, however, is a little different. This one is kind of reversed, both from the Bay, but how can I say this? This is just brutal on behalf of the caller. This is up there with some of the beatings that that other YouTubers give, and I have to say there is something deeply rooted in the mentality of modern women to where they think that this type of stuff is acceptable. But you know something? Y'all don't want to hear from me. Y'all want to hear what I'm talking about. So, salute to everybody that's in the chat, all the early birds, and yeah. Okay. Now, she looks overweight. You can only see her face, but that looks to be the weight of an overweight woman, which I am not really going to speak much against because it could be due to circumstances beyond our control. And we'll get into that later. But yeah, let's play the video.
I'm Shakira.
Shakira, where you calling from?
Oakland, California.
What's on your head?
It's my blonde wig.
Oh, that's a wig.
Now, right there. Why is Kendra G saying that as if she never seen a wig before in her life? Or she's not wearing one right now, or she don't understand that wigs come in blonde. She knows. She's just pointing out. She likes to allow people to make fools of themselves. Last time it backfired. This time,
Yeah.
Okay, can you wipe your screen a little bit?
Okay. You need light?
Yes, please.
There we go.
Okay. What's your name, baby?
I'm Shakira.
Shakira, where you calling from? California? What part?
Oakland.
Where?
I don't think these are pearls. I don't know what that is. I think it's made out of candy, but I don't think that whatever that is around her neck came from a bunch of oysters. That I don't think.
Oakland.
Oakland, California. How old are you?
Where too short a you call from? I'm 38.
38.
And I'm single.
And you're
With
single.
an 11-year-old. I have an 11-year-old son.
11-year-old son. What do you do for a living, Shakira?
Okay. 38, single, 11-year-old son. All right.
I am an independent jewelry maker.
Independent.
Now, I pointed out the pearls, and now she is an independent jewelry maker. Now, when they talk about we have the most businesses, this is what they're talking about. Stuff like this. There are a lot of independent jewelry makers out there. There are a lot of people who go out scouting for, igneous rocks and put a string on it and say, oh yes, this is a African, Mabutu rock with a cheap fishing string on it. And you should buy this because we're black.
A jewelry maker?
Yes, and custom mask maker.
That's how you pay your bills?
What's a customized maker?
No, not really.
How do you pay your bills?
I have some nice guy friends.
Yeah, it's an independent jewelry maker as opposed to a dependent jewelry maker, whatever that is.
But they're not trying to marry me.
So it's different.
She has guy friends that aren't trying to marry her. I'm going to swing back to this later. I pause way too much, but I can't help it. Okay, so she says she has a bunch of guy friends, none of whom are trying to marry her. But this is how she pays her bill. Now, this is not how she pays her bill. This isn't. However, we live in a society, they have created a society for themselves, amongst themselves, where this is the most socially acceptable answer. Like, oh no, I actually live off of the generosity of other guys. Somebody says selling that WAP. Like, I don't know many guys that would buy it, especially enough to pay rent. Like, I get it. There, you know, she can sell it. Anybody can sell it. But, you know, when you think about like living in the US and putting that WAP out there with all the other WAPs that are for sale, I don't, now trust me, I'm not really in that market like that, but I don't really see hers selling enough to pay Bay Area rent or mortgage. I just don't. So there is something she's not telling us, but she is defaulting to the most acceptable answer.
Male friends that pay your bills?
Yeah.
You have sex with those guys?
Not all of them.
How many different male friends pay your bills?
At least 3.
That sounds highly suspect. That sounds highly let's just say her rent is $3,000. You're telling me that you have 3 different guys that are paying you $1,000 a month, and you are saying at least 3? Like, you should know the exact amount. Now, let's just say your rent is still $3,000, and you have like 100 guys that are putting 30 on it. Like, that way you would forget. There's something highly suspicious about it. Like, I think that she wants to present herself as this woman who, as a kept woman, because she thinks that that's a positive. So even though these guys might be putting in on it, you know, might help out with a light bill or 2, they're not paying her rent like that. Come on now.
Okay. So you have 3 different guys that are paying for the home that you live in, and you want to be a new guy to take you seriously?
Yeah, because I don't feel like they're going to be around forever.
Okay, that's true. They probably won't be around forever. But why in the hell would a man date you when you got 3 different men paying your bills?
They won't be around for forever. And that's what a lot of women do. They take short term. This is what this whole get the bag thing is about. Not really securing a long-term relationship with a guy that's mutually beneficial. It's about short-term gains that get you through the month. That you know it's going to end, so you're constantly on the prowl for new penis.
They don't live there. They don't come to my house.
It's not about living there. There's 3 different men that are taking care of you. So if I am a guy that has anything to offer, if I'm a guy with a great job, good looking, treat you well, not just want to have sex with you, why would I want to be with a woman that can't take care of herself and 3 other men, not even men you have children with, because then that would be like maybe a child support, that would be explainable. Why would that guy sign up to date you?
Well, not only that, she doesn't seem to have any respect for these guys. she doesn't really show much appreciation. She barely remembers how many it is, and she prides herself in not sleeping with all of them. So even if a guy with questionable, with a questionable value system choose to make her a sugar baby, he would have to say she doesn't even respect sugar daddies. So there is that. Hit the like button.
Because I'm almost done with college and I'll be a lawyer. I have something to bring to the table.
You will not be a lawyer. I repeat, you will not be a lawyer. I repeat again, you will not be a lawyer. Okay, first of all, you're 38 years old. Not saying that a person in their late 30s can't go back to school to become a lawyer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just saying that that's not the case with you. People who are about to be a lawyer don't say I'm in college, which could mean anything. It could mean paralegal school, it could mean, a nursing college or a phlebotomist school, or it could mean a junior college, a university. It could mean a lot of things, but what it don't mean is law school. Because people in law school actually are in law school. And when you ask them, they don't say I'm in college. They say I'm in law school. And then after law school, you pass the bar, if you pass the bar, of course, and then you become a lawyer. So you're not finna become a lawyer. You're not even close. You're probably at like Laney College with intention. All of us locals know what that is, with intentions on becoming a lawyer somewhere down the road. That is your intention. You're going there with hopes to one day become a lawyer. It's possible. I'm not going to say that it's not likely, but I am saying that you're not close to becoming a lawyer. You went to school this month. You started school with intentions on becoming a lawyer.
And I can let them go.
Okay. I mean, I want to be gender neutral when I'm on the show. And if you were a guy that was saying all this stuff, I would say the same exact thing I just said. There's no room for a decent man to be in your life.
But they don't have time for me.
Listen, you're right, but at the end of the day.
So according to her, she has three. I swear she's making this up. She has 3 guys that's each paying a third of her rent and living expenses that she don't have time for, or that they don't have time for. They're just paying a third of the rent just so it's there when they want it. And at least one of them isn't even getting it. Highly suspect. Highly suspect.
These men until you get it together, you're blocking your blessing for a quality man. No quality man would date you knowing that there's 3 other guys paying your bills. Like, you can't even take care of yourself.
But what do I do until I'm done with college?
And that was her response. Oh, that's what it is. Student loans. That's what it is. So the guys may help out with a couple of shekels here and there. She's living off student loans. That's what it is. That is how she's supporting herself. Student loans. Fannie Mae.
Girl, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what to tell you could do. I'm just trying to tell you. I mean, look, let me keep asking you some questions. So you're in college right now?
Yeah, my mom just passed away. It's only been 4 weeks. I was taking care of my mom for the past 6 years.
Okay, sorry to hear about your mom.
And that's another thing. That's another avenue of how she was supporting herself. So you may not notice, and when I found out about this, I was disgusted. Apparently, you can receive money as a caregiver for giving care to your own parent. I almost flipped. If I could flip, I would have. But I almost hit a backflip. I almost hit a backflip when I first heard that. So there are people in this country. I doubt the whole world lives like this. There, because you know how they have like private nurses. You know, if you when you were younger, you dated a girl who, you know, her job was to give medicine to like a 80-year-old man. You know, she put it in that thing that says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, well, with the SM, you know, T, you know, that whole thing. She put the aspirins in there and she makes sure he has his shots and stuff like that. So yeah, she's doing that, but instead of her having a stranger as a client, she did it for her own mother. Now, and she probably lived with her mother while doing it. And that's how she supports her. She supported herself. And that was over 4 weeks ago. And now she's like, you know, I need a man. I guess winter really did come for her.
Okay. So were you paying your bills ever at one point in time? Or is there Okay, so
I actually got diagnosed with Graves' disease in 2017, and I had 4 radiation treatments, and I got sick and ill, and that's when I became dependent on these guys. Before.
Okay. Here's the thing, and this is why I didn't mention her weight. Graves' disease is a thyroid disorder. Basically, in short, it's your immune system attacks your thyroid, area above your neck, that regulates hormones. It recognizes your thyroid as a foreign entity that needs to be attacked. Now, in response, the thyroid overproduces hormones in response to the attack from the immune system. Now, and here's why I'm bringing that up. The hormones, the result of overproducing hormones is it has a variety of different results. Now, one of them is a overstimulated metabolism. So typically people with Graves' disease are fitter. They're not overweight. They're far less likely to be overweight because the hormones is you know, making the heart beat faster and everything. Like basically everything they do is like a workout. So that's one thing. Now, what she said she went through was she had radiation treatment. And typically what happens with radiation treatment is you lose the thyroid altogether, meaning it has the opposite effect and you gain weight. And since the thyroid isn't producing hormones, you're able to take hormones. So all the other problems that you're getting, you know, tend to go away. So just an overview of what she's going through. What we're looking at is a woman who probably was, or who almost definitely was a lot slimmer in the face and went through a recent change in her physical appearance. So, brief overview. Let me go back a little bit.
Okay, so
I actually got diagnosed with Graves' disease in 2017, and I had 4 radiation treatments, and I got sick and ill, and that's when I became dependent on these guys. Before then, I actually worked in a hair salon.
Okay, so maybe you got a hardship, and then we said 3 minutes. That's up to help you?
Yes.
Were any of them ever men you were in relationships with?
No.
You were not.
Okay. It's kind of weird for 3 men to pop out of nowhere and help with a sick person. Like she's physically sick, you know, and not necessarily bedridden, but she is ill. So like I don't look at adults with chickenpox and say, "Ooh, I want to hit that," unless they're extraordinarily attractive. But I don't think that she was sick in a way that made her more attractive.
I have a relationship with any of them.
And one of them, like, we've never been intimate at all. He's like really just always there for me, like vehicle wise. Always make sure I have a vehicle.
Okay. That one is a friend.
What does that mean? Because she's sitting in a vehicle. Is he loaning you his car?
And then you're being serious too, right? Are you joking me?
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Okay. And two of the other guys.
And one of the other guys, he's almost about 70 years old. He keeps telling me he's not going to be living a long time.
He's 70 years old now, and you've been intimate with him.
Yes.
And this is what's backing up my caregiver theory. So she probably was a caregiver at some point in her life, and you know, this is a 70-year-old man that she was giving care to and giving something else to, and he helped with the rent. So yeah. Now I don't see how a 70-year-old man don't have time for her. A lot of things in this story isn't making sense at all. But yeah, she fucks 70-year-old men for help with the rent.
And then there's another guy.
Yes.
How old is that man?
He's in between his 60s.
And that's another guy you're also intimate with.
Only about 3 times.
So what are you looking for tonight, Shakira?
Only about 3 times.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for some advice on, like, I want to be with just one person. Like, I'm tired of being, like, dealing with 3 people just to get what's equivalent to one man.
She has to fuck 3 times as many guys as a regular woman. And notice how she talks about what she wants, what she gets, not what she has to give. Like, you know how 3 guys are chipping in to pay my rent? I actually want that to be 1 guy. Now she sees herself as becoming a lawyer soon. In fact, that is her selling point. Imagine her trying to sell that. Shout out to Dennis Sperling. Imagine her trying to sell herself to Dennis Sperling. Saying, I'm about to be a lawyer. So, you know, why not help me out with the rent now, and then we'll be a lawyer. I'll be a lawyer soon. And yeah, and you can help take care of my kid, stepdaddy. Imagine her trying this crap. Imagine if this was your lawyer. Oh my God, imagine if this was your lawyer. Now, if she was far along in school, she'll be far removed from people with this particular mindset and mind state, meaning that she would have been influenced by more sensible people. What do I mean by sensible? By people who are not wearing blonde wigs. she would be in a world, and she would have been there for quite some time, to where, the snickering, the laughing, and the, just the, because you treat people with blonde wigs different than you treat people, with natural hair, or well, you treat people with blonde wigs like they're a person with blonde wig, like they're an adult with a blonde wig on. That's how non-blonde wig wearing people treat blonde wig wearing people. She would get tired of that treatment where she far along and rock whatever she has on underneath that wig, even if it's some, Amber Rose Wakanda Forever crap.
Because none of them have time for me. I understand that because they have to pay the bills. So it's like, we don't go out on dates or anything. They're always working.
They're always working? They're always working? You're working at 70? What kind of... And this isn't a stab at, the 70-year-old brothers. And not everybody gets to retire. I get it. Even though you do get Social Security, I'm sure. How did you find yourself in a position to where you are 70 years old, working, splitting a pussy 3 ways? Like, no, she's not 70. Her one of her sugar daddies is, according to her. Like, a lot is not adding up. A lot is not adding up. Like, you're a caregiver, which means that he is a man who is receiving care, helping you, and y'all have a favor for a favor situation. But this whole he's working hard, therefore he don't have time for is bullshit. There's so much about this that is just complete bullshit. Admit it. You are living off of 1, student loans, 2, any residual inheritance that you received from your mother because she passed 4 weeks ago. Like, that is how you are living.
Right. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. I think you're in a position, any guy that can date you, right, that has their stuff together, it would make no sense for them to do that with you. Now when you have 2 sugar daddies and another guy, and 70, 60, I mean, these are older men that, you're doing stuff with. I want to be clear. I am not a relationship expert and I am not a therapist. And maybe you should consider going to a therapist because it just doesn't make sense. There's no reason why a decent guy would.
Y'all see the subtle nod in agreement? She's just subtly nodding, like, by the way, this is the same advice Kevin Samuels gives. This chick is on some, say it with tits Kevin Samuels type shit. But anyway, you see the slight nod in agreement? Like, maybe you should get some psychological help. Like, no one told her anything was wrong with how she lived before? Now, I want to point out something. I want to point out how she tried to hide all of this weird ass crap from the beginning. What do you do for a living? Oh, I work in custom independent jewelry. And really, she supports herself by, sucking 70-year-old penis. Three of them. And she's really not supporting herself that way. I'm really thinking that she's living off student loans.
Step in and treat you the way I think you deserve to be treated, but you gotta treat yourself a certain way.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah, I mean, you went through a lot. I lost my mom. That's a life-changing situation. Unless you've been through that, all honesty, when my mother died, I was a wreck. Thank God I had a father who just literally carried me through that year of life because it was a really hard year for me. So I do understand that, right?
You understand that, but you don't really understand what literally means. Like, for him to literally carry you for that year, it would mean that you were literally on his back for a year. Or he was like, that threshold thing, he actually had you carried for a year. But I'm being pedantic.
It's a life-changing situation. So there is some grace. But I think before your mother passed, these men were in your life, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not just
like one of them even helped pay with laying her to rest.
Right. And here's the deal, we all have people that come into our lives and they help us out. I'm just saying, if you want to be in a relationship with one man, right? With one man and one man only, you got some life sorting out you gotta do.
Got some people to X out, right?
Well, you gotta sort some things out.
I got some people to X out. Now, she's basically saying sort your life. And she got that. What she got from that is there's people I have to X out. She's detached from normal people's way of thinking.
Oh, just think about it. Like, again, there's just no reason why, let's say a doctor, attractive, wants a wife, would treat you good, would take you seriously. That's kind of what it really comes down to. Like a quality man's not going to take you seriously in this moment of life.
Now, even if you take away all the stuff, even if you take away all the 70-year-old and all that weird stuff, you're still, and even if you take away the thyroid situation, you're still a 38-year-old woman with a wig and a kid. So I hope you're not shooting at the doctors of the world, because at the end of it all, you're a 38-year-old woman with a wig and a kid.
And how long have you been sleeping with older men?
When I turned about 32.
How old are you?
38 and 1 month.
So it's for the last 6 years.
Why does she say 1 month? Why does she throw that in there? Is this how lawyers talk? Yes, I'm 38 and 1 month, Your Honor. Like, what? I'm curious. How many days? Like, I'm curious. That was just a weird thing to throw in there.
Yes.
And they pay for your college too?
That was about 10 other guys, but they're all deceased.
In fact, the last time I heard somebody talk like that was when both guys and girls wanted to appear older. And that's when, we were teenagers. You 15, you go out, you get at a girl, she's 14, and, you say you 15 and a half. Because I'm an older man. I'm almost a grown-up. I could drive soon. You try to make it sound good that way. But when you're an actual adult, what type of adult says that? I'm 21 in a month? Like, that was weird as hell.
I got 4 majors under my belt. I graduated with a degree in law from Berkeley University, and Kendra University as a fashion journalist, English teacher also, and then a creative writer.
Oh, so she goes to UC Berkeley. I didn't see that the first time I seen it. With a degree in law, that's not law school, but it is impressive.
So all my life, I basically basically been taken care of by men.
You said 10 other guys paid for your college?
Yeah, I don't have any student loans or anything.
So she's not. Wait a minute. Okay, I must have stepped away on this part before. Let me rewind.
And Kendra University is a fashion journalist, English teacher also, and then a creative writer. So all my life I've basically been taken care of by men.
You said 10 other guys paid for your college?
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't have any student loans or anything.
Hold on. I'm missing something here.
I'm about 32.
How old are you?
38 in 1 month.
So it's for the last 6 years?
Yes.
And they pay for your college too?
That was about 10 other guys, but they're all deceased. I got 4 majors under my...
She just said they're all deceased. She just said they are all deceased. For the past 6 or so years, she's been fucking 10 old guys to death as they pay for her college.
So I graduated with a degree in law from Berkeley University, and Kendra University is a fashion journalist, English teacher also. And
okay. This is sounding like complete bullshit. Yeah, so I'm an English teacher, and I go to Fashion University. At the same time, I go to Berkeley for law, and the mother and 10 guys are paying for it. Now, locally, we call it UC Berkeley, not Berkeley University. This is very, very suspect.
Being a creative writer. So all my life I've basically been taken care of by men.
You said 10 other guys paid for your college?
Yeah, I don't have any student loans or anything.
So basically, men, you've been getting money from men for a long time.
Yes.
Okay. And you've never been in a relationship?
No.
I hope this is not disrespectful. Only because you said 10 guys pay for your college. You have 3 guys right now paying your bills. Have you ever been a prostitute?
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Some of them don't want to be intimate, and it's kind of confusing to me.
Are all these men older?
Yes. They've always been at least 7 years older than me. The last 8 years, they've always been, now they're like up in their ages. But before, I never would go over 7 years older than me.
So what kind of...
So Chalmers says, even I refer to it as UC Berkeley. Yes, either University of California, Berkeley or UC Berkeley. But it's never Berkeley University. It's never that. And it's not something you do while sick and while in culinary school. And while sounding like an idiot on this show. Also, I was looking up tuition. Let's see. And apparently it's $40,000 a year. That seems a little low. But nevertheless, that's what it is. At least according to the site.
Yeah, you looking for a girl?
I just want somebody that wants to get up and go to work every day or help me raise my son better. Maybe somebody who don't want kids, because I really don't want no more kids. One's enough. Somebody that wants to travel.
Okay, your son's father, is he in his life?
No.
No, he's not.
And my son told me he's tired of me waiting on him. He feels like I'm waiting for him to come back. And he told me it's time for me to move on with my life.
Okay. Have you ever been in a relationship, Shakira?
Wait, you're waiting for your son's father to come back?
No, I wouldn't call it a relationship.
I mean, you never had a relationship?
No.
I'm just curious, what's your relationship like with your father?
Wow. She has never had a relationship. She has spent her entire life on the dump end of pump and dump. Just wow.
Oh, it's not good. I've been on my own since I was 12.
Okay. Yeah, here's the deal. I'm not a therapist. Have you ever been to a therapist?
Only one time.
You should start.
But we didn't discuss my about me. It was more about like mental health issues.
This is not a soon-to-be UC Berkeley graduate. I know, because I didn't go to UC Berkeley, but I know people who did. When I was in university, I went to their parties, and they came to ours and stuff like that. So, and she's not one of them. I could definitively say that. And also, I was in Mesa, and the students used to come, Mesa Math, Engineering, Science Association, and the Berkeley students used to come and to the Oakland ghettos to, help prepare us for college. And, there's all kind of programs and stuff that they did. So salute to them. You're not that at all. At all. They don't say random stupid crap like that. They don't say stuff like we didn't talk about me. We talked about my mental health. That is you. That is you. That is a large part of you.
Well, yeah, I think we should have some more conversation because you have a lot going on. And if you really want a desire to, before you attract that type of
Okay, so it's stopped for a second. Give it a moment. Let me just read some. Dang, it's no super chats, but let me read the comments. Hold on. Yeah, she might as well say Stanford. By the way, the bridge to Stanford, to Palo Alto, smells like sewage. It smells like complete and total crap, even with your windows rolled up. Yeah, she's looking for a stepdaddy, and it seems like she's trying to sell herself in the most positive light, which is why I'm not really taking anything that she says too seriously. But she doesn't, or as truth, but she doesn't even know how to sell herself. Like, she's telling the wrong lies. I really don't know what the right lie would be, but these are definitely the wrong ones. Like the whole UC Berkeley thing, and and I've been living off other men. I mean, I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to make herself seem as if she's highly sought after, that she is a commodity, that all the guys want her. And then she brings up that these guys are in their 70s, not born in the 70s, in their 70s. I get what she's trying to do. She's just highly unsuccessful at it. And another thing, how's she gonna say, I'm an English teacher, which really should have been your answer when she asked you before, how do you pay your bills? So you're an English teacher, fashion school goer, and UC Berkeley goer, but yet the other guys don't have enough time for you? This is really weird.
And you're gonna have to get some things together within your
Because
own
I
life.
always get guys telling me that you're so sexy, you're so beautiful. That's all I get every day. Oh,
They're not telling you that. That is another lie. If I had to guess the number of compliments that you got in 2021, I would guess 3. And that's being generous. Living here, if I had to guess the number of compliments that you got, I would guess 3. That's all the way cap. Now, I know that, for one, a lot of women, what they do is, and this woman, she does need psychiatric help because she's able to believe her own lies and accept them as truth. To where she might not even be in school, but she actually believes that she is, and that she's at UC Berkeley. To give you a level of her mentality, but I actually believe that she believes that a lot more guys are saying she's pretty than they are. I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm just saying that when it does happen, you remember it over and over and over again. A guy says that you're pretty, asks you for your number, and no. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's another thing. You spent the last 6 years, according to you, sleeping with guys who were on their way out. So who are you shooting down? According to you, guys are doing this all the time. Why are you shooting these guys down? If you are willing to sleep with guys who are, about to hit the upper room, that is your mating pool. Who are you turning down?
all day long from all kind of guys, like every race. And like I can go to the gas station and be like, "Oh, you're beautiful. I'll pay for your gas." Like,
Well, listen, it's clear that you don't have problems.
That does not happen. That does not happen. Now, I don't know what you look like before you had the iodine, before you had the radiation treatment. But still, that don't happen. There may have been one incident in your adulthood where that happened, but generally speaking, it doesn't happen.
Attracting men, you already told us 10 guys pay for your college degree. You got 3 guys paying your rent right now. That's 13 men that have financially helped you in life, but they're not wiping you up. They're not making you a good girlfriend.
I did get a ring, but I gave it back.
How old was the man that gave you a ring?
That was in 2010. He gave me a ring, and for Valentine's Day and by my birthday in July, I gave it back.
Okay. First of all, if your birthday is in July, you are not 38 in 1 month. You are 38 in 2 months. So just throwing that out there. I don't know why, but I had to throw that out there. You're 38 in 2 months. What, were you trying to make yourself younger so you took off a month? As weird as it is that you mentioned that month, it's weirder that it's wrong. Not here nor there. Well, maybe this was done a month ago, but it said 3 days on the Instagram thing, so but who knows? But you remember a guy proposing to you 10 years ago. You see, truly messed up women, and y'all know the type. Y'all see it. I think I seen it on the breakdown where they say stuff like, oh, I get proposed to, and then they bring up that one guy that was a decade ago. They hold on to any scrap of validation that they get and champion it to hold them through their lonely 38 plus years.
How old was he?
I was 28 and he was about 19.
So you was a 28-year-old woman fucking a 19-year-old and he asked you to marry it. Like, I mean, did he give you a ring pop? Was the ring he gave you made out of candy? Wait a minute. She just had a baby when this happened. Everything is wrong here. Okay, so her son is 11, which means that right after her son was born, actually, what'd she say, 2010? This was when she was pregnant. She was pregnant fucking this nigga. She was either pregnant or still in stitches. And she found a 19-year-old, maybe at Berkeley. Fucked him and he asked her to marry her.
So you were 10 years older than him?
Yes. He had a daughter, I had a son.
So did you have sex with him?
Yes.
Okay. You must be amazing in the bedroom. You have to be.
She thinks that's a compliment. Thank you for the super sticker. Sweet Melody Speaks. Appreciate you.
You must be amazing in the bedroom.
He brought me a ring at sleeping one time.
But 19, 28, he could, girl.
He wasn't mentally ready for me.
So she's went the last 11 years without getting any proposals, but she's harping on this. Like, if it was so good, wouldn't like every guy offer you the ring like right after sleeping with you?
I believe that.
So I told him I didn't want him to go with a gold digger, so I gave him his ring back. Everybody said I should have kept it, but I didn't feel right. Because I wasn't there for the ring. I was there for the love.
You was there for the love of somebody who wasn't mentally ready for you?
You were there for the love. Okay, so you date younger and you date older.
Yes.
Okay. to present you to the guys. I don't think you're in a position right now. I think you got to handle some business. You got 3 different men paying your bills. There's no reason why a quality guy is going to take you.
Now, and I forgot that she's calling in looking for guys, but I thought that guys just walk up to her all the time and say she's pretty. Why not go out with any of those guys? Are they 80 or something? Like, are they too old? Are they 80 or are they 18? Because it seems like you don't really have like an age limit on guys you would mess with. So why not mess with some of all the guys that walk up to you and tell you you're pretty? Oh, because that was Cap.
Okay.
And I think, you know, you should really seriously think about going to a therapist.
Okay. And talking about these guys?
Say what?
And tell him about these guys?
I'm not saying talking about things.
So when she said that you need to go through a therapist, she feels that she should go there to complain about the guys. You know, the ones that she's taking advantage of, the ones that's paying for her Berkeley degree and her fashion school degree, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She should go to a therapist to talk about the mental health of others.
Guys, what I'm just saying is what you're saying is this. You have men that financially take care of you, but they're not in a relationship with you, right? They don't have time to be with you, and things of that nature, which actually makes sense. The more digging we did, we learned that these are older guys. You said one was 70, one's around 60, so that's the quintessential sugar daddy age. But then you want a quality guy that is going to say, I want to be with you seriously. It just doesn't make sense why a guy would do that. Okay, we're going to go.
Even if I were to cut the other 3 off?
I mean, yeah, but I think you have deeper issues. Even if you got those other 3 off.
Even if she was to cut the other 3 off, like, why is she under the impression? Okay, put it like this. These guys are not paying her bills. If so, she wouldn't be so apt to cut them off. By the way, the reason why I do that from time to time is to show that the shadow ban is on. If you look on the left-hand side, you see that Game Changer 00100 is not there under subscriptions, or it's not lit up. It's not lit up red. And furthermore, under notification, it shows Dennis Sperling and Coach Greg Adams, but it doesn't show me. They didn't notify me of my own stuff on a separate channel. So just FYI, that's why I do what I do. Or that's why I do that from time to time.
I still think you should go talk to someone. So you said you had 10 guys that paid for your school. So I feel like you're used to them paying for you for stuff.
Yeah, I am, and my dad was the same way. Like, I'm a dad's girl. I grew up with my grandmother on the week during the week, and my dad had me on the weekend.
Well, I asked you about the relationship with your dad. You said it wasn't good.
As I got older, because I felt like he can't provide for me anymore.
You said what?
He couldn't provide the things that I wanted anymore. It got to a point where he was like you're too expensive.
And what age was that?
He's like,
now you see how she just got caught in a lie. You know, she was talking crap about her dad, and then she said, but then she's a daddy's girl, and he always provided for her. Like, both of them have positive aspects. Both lies have positive aspect that puts her in a better light. One is that men aren't crap, and I went to UC Berkeley, or I went to Berkeley University, even though I come from rags and a crappy father, and I had to take care of myself since I was 12. And wait a minute. Yeah, so before she said she was taking care of herself since she was 12, now listen to what she's about to say.
As I got older, because I felt like he can't provide for me anymore.
You said what? The 3 off. I still think you should go talk to someone. Because you said you had 10 guys that paid for your school. So I feel like you're used to them paying for you for stuff.
Yeah, I am, and my dad was the same way. Like, I'm a dad's girl. I grew up with my grandmother on the week during the week, and my dad had me on the weekend.
Well, I asked you about relationship with your dad.
So I'm confused because you said that people stop, that you had to take care of yourself at 12. You know, you was telling the story about how, you know, at 12 you were out on your own and you were recycling cans and bottles, and two would get you a nickel, and that's how you paid rent, and you were burning garbage cans underneath the 580 freeway, and you lived in that tent town on San Leandro. Like, that's the story that you were telling, and now your grandmother was taking care of you and your father had you on the weekends. Huh.
And you said it wasn't good.
As I got older, because I felt like he can't provide for me anymore.
You said what?
As I got older. Okay, so now she's stuttering because of the lies.
He couldn't provide the things that I wanted anymore. It got to a point where he was like you're too expensive.
And what age was that?
He's like, you want private? He was like, you want, when I was 17.
Okay. Have you ever taken care of yourself?
So she was a daddy's girl at 17, or until 17, where she wanted stuff that he didn't feel that he should give her. Even though she claimed that she was taking care of herself since she was 12. This chick is full of lies. This chick is full of lies.
Financially?
I got my first job at 12. You ain't got much else.
Okay. All right. Listen, I can't do it. I can't present you. I think you got some things you gotta get together, to be honest.
Well, thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you. All right.
I watch you all the time. That's why.
I appreciate you.
Bye, baby.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Pray for me.
Okay, there's a person that said she was a real MVP. I want you to come on.
Okay. The last few things was just more cries for attention. She's like, but before you go, more attention, please pray for me. I want your prayers. Read, I want your attention.
And explain to us all how she's a real MVP. I'm curious to understand how she's a sugar. Dean, can you answer? Because I want to understand why you say she's a real MVP.
And somebody in her chat room is backing her up on this crap.
Tell me how she's a real MVP by sleeping with a 70-year-old man to get a rent paid. Tell me how she's a real MVP by sleeping with a 60-year-old man to get a rent paid. That's the real MVP. That's the goal. That's life goals. That's life goals. Baby, no, it's not. Okay? Life happens, right? Life happens to everybody. I have had life happen to me. I have been unemployed before. I have lost jobs. That happens. That's just a part of the world. But I ain't never slept with no 70-year-old man to get the rent paid. Like, and we don't think that's life goals. That ain't the real MVP. If you gotta give up ass to some.
And that's why she told that particular lie. Is because she knows it's a market for it. She knows that some women will give her kudos for doing that.
somebody's granddaddy to keep your lights on in your house, you're not doing something right. What's your name?
All right. Oh, I didn't even have it on the screen anymore. All right, so that's that. Did I put the link out there already? Yeah, I put the link out there. All right, so feel free to come up. I was gonna close it after an hour, but I'm gonna give it another 40 minutes or so. That way, I can hand it off to Sweet Melody Speaks. So, if somebody wants to come up, feel free to. All right, let's see. In the meantime, I will read some comments. So Michael Ross says it's hilarious. Yes. Yes, it is. Somebody says she needs to be committed. Yep. I agree. And somebody said, thank you, Kendra G. Okay. Yeah, she had another blonde on. I think I'm going to cover that one probably tomorrow or Thursday. But Sweet Melody Speaks. What's on your mind? Hello? Hello? Okay, well, while she gets that together. Yeah, she had another blonde on that I definitely got to cover. Like,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Hi, GC.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, my bad. You plan that stream that you're about to do, like last week sometime, and yeah, I completely forgot when I planned mine.
No, it's cool. I don't mind starting late.
Yeah.
But
what's on your mind on this?
Okay, first of all, that's very embarrassing with that lady. She's 38 years old, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she's 38 in a month.
Oh, excuse me. She's 38 in a month. Yeah. And so does she think that makes it okay for her to be a whore?
Well, I don't think she sees it as being a whore, and really, it depends. Like when I think of whore, I just think of like street prostitution or escorts. Mm-hmm. I don't know if like a guy who's 70 helping her with her rent and she's fucking him, as a whore per se, maybe like a sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, isn't she too old to be a sugar baby?
Yeah, she is.
Right. So you can't even call it that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she's also too old to be a whore. Like it's
true.
It's in every understanding of the definition of the word, she's just like too blonde wiggy to be anything. Okay, here's the thing. For some things that are her, for reasons that both are her fault and are not her fault, her sex isn't worth selling.
Right.
Which is why I don't believe that 10 guys paid for her Berkeley University, for I just don't buy it. Just like they didn't buy it. And they all died, and they all just up and died. Like there was a lot of lies told in this whole stream.
Right. I mean, she's overweight. She looks horrible. She has that platinum blonde wig on. Nobody wants her. And I think that's the only thing she can get is a 70-year-old man.
Now, I will not judge her lifestyle for her being overweight because she mentioned, and you probably weren't here, but she mentioned that she had a thyroid disorder. She had Graves' disease, and it was a result of that. Now, right. I will say that a sugar daddy really don't care.
No, as long as it's getting younger vagina. That's all.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, listen, if I'm a sugar daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sugar daddies it's expensive being a sugar daddy. I told you that situation and how the girl I was seeing at the time was offered $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year, no taxes, no nothing, you know, and I don't have that to spare. So it is expensive being a sugar daddy.
Right.
And I can tell you that, and this isn't from that experience, but this is just, from a person who, if they had it like that, wouldn't care. Like, you can't come to me overweight and say that, this is the result of a thyroid disorder that I have. Now, I would sympathize with you, but I'm not going to pay you because you will be unable of completing a task that I need you to complete.
Right.
Like kind of like if you want to be like a airplane pilot or something like that, and you just so happen to have been born colorblind. Now the Army or I'm saying Army like if you want to be a fighter pilot, but the Army or American Airlines or Delta, they'll say, listen, I sympathize with you, but we need people who can see all the colors.
Exactly.
So I think that that's what a sugar daddy would actually say to her.
Yeah, plus you're a sugar daddy. You have all the money that any young woman wants. Why don't you get somebody younger, hotter, sexier, and childless?
Right.
You're paying her anyway.
I'm thinking that she's getting like these guys who, the government is paying for their health care and they're hiring her and they just want their willy touched by somebody and she's the only nurse, she's the only caregiver that'll do it.
Right. I don't know, probably. Did she say whether these men were black or white or did she say?
No, she didn't say that.
Okay. I was gonna say it's probably like some white guy who's infatuated with black women. Who knows?
Yeah. Hold on. Well, I just think that you just want whoever is there at that point.
Exactly.
Like, I think you just reach a certain age to where you just say, listen, I want my dick sucked. And it really don't matter. Here, I'm going to show you what I mean, Melody.
Okay.
Suck my dick. I can't do that. I can change you.
Now, this is a white guy, and you could tell by the voice that the woman who he's talking to is a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't gonna change me. You don't want to be changed? No, but I want my dick to be up.
Yep.
You want to take your medicine? Your medicine? Medicine? No. You don't want to suck my dick. I have to change you. If you don't want to suck my dick, get out of here. Did you want to? No. On my dick.
Oh my God.
I can't do that. Why? You know it's inappropriate? Yeah. So why are you saying it?
What you gonna do? He said, like, yeah, like, what you gonna do? I'm old as hell. What punishment can you possibly give me? Inappropriate, my dick. Like, okay.
Yeah, that was like really cringe. But yeah. Can oatmeal still get it up?
That's what I'm here for. No, that would be a help. What? Sucking dick. It would be. That's nasty. No, it's not nasty. You know better than that. Don't you? Do what?
Now, this is a man that wants his dick sucked. This is an older man, an older white man, who a younger black woman came along and he said, suck my dick.
But GC, do you think an older man like that can still get it up?
It don't matter when it's getting sucked.
True.
You don't have to, I don't know if you ever sucked a soft one. I know I haven't, that's for damn sure. But, but I happen to know that it doesn't necessarily have to be hard, like, to get it sucked. So, like, the hardness of it is for him. Maybe he wants to find out. Who knows? But the point is that the chick from earlier, she actually sucked it and then asked for help with the rent. Now, the fact that he's sitting in like this wooden chair in the middle of a nursing room means that he's not really, like, he never really lit the world on fire. He never really got his white man on to where he has like the private nurses that he pays for out of pocket come to his house, or when he goes to the hospital room looks like a private suite, and you have like a on-call nurse or something. Like, he's not that dude.
Right.
This is a, average income white guy when he was working, sitting there saying, suck my dick. And yeah, the fact of the matter is she sucked it and only got a third of the rent. She has to suck 3 of them to make up all rent.
And you assuming she got a third of the rent because she said so. I mean, isn't $1,000 a piece? Isn't that just a nice, beautiful, even number?
Yeah, it's too perfect.
Doesn't the story just, yeah, I got 3 guys, each paying me $1,000 a piece, just right on the nose.
Oh no, 3,000. I just pulled that number out of what I know my cousin's rent used to be, and she had 2 roommates.
Fair enough. I just know motherfuckers are lying. They're just on the internet talking, man.
Well, everything she said sound like a lie. Like, like the whole thing. Like, if you was out here, Keith, Berkeley University sounds suspect as hell.
I saw that here. Ain't no way. They would call security on that broad the moment she tried to step through the security gates of UC Berkeley. Stop.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you forgot your apron. Don't you belong in the student kitchen somewhere?
Right.
No, nobody want a blonde wig here in their food. Like, she just don't belong.
No.
And they have like students for that. Like actual students who need help with their tuition. She's not. And she said that she went to like art school to make jewelry. Everything about the entire story was
People
just
lying.
Exactly.
She was lining up macaroni on the plates to be cooked and served for lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
And she had 10 sugar daddies, to help pay for her school, but they're all dead now.
Stop. This chick sucked some old dude off. He gave her $5 to buy a bag of hot fries, and she turned that into, he's helping pay my bills. Stop.
Exactly.
I can't see it.
Oh, and people tell me I'm pretty all the time. Like, yeah.
Now, if she would have just stopped the lie before that, she would have been good. Now we know she a damn lie.
Yeah, nobody tells her she's pretty.
I mean, like I said, I think 3 times. I think she may get it like once every 3 months by a dude who's not only thirsty, a dude that she has been given severe choosing signals to.
You remember on Shrek where you got the Puss in Boots who would be like an attractive woman? How when the soldiers wanted to kill him, the Puss in Boots would smile at the soldiers, and the soldiers would go, "Oh," right? Mm-hmm. And then when the donkey. They came in Donkey, and Donkey went to smile at the soldiers. And they were like, "Kill it!"
Oh crap!
Yeah,
pretty much. But yeah, the dragon thought that the donkey was cute.
Right. I don't think nobody but her mom thinks she's cute. It's no way you can look at her and say she's pretty. I'm sorry.
Well, she's blonde. Like, she's something like Game of Thrones.
Says she's blonde.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
She has hair like Daenerys Targaryen. She is a Targaryen.
Well, it's a synthetic weave. It's not even human. It's like synthetic.
Instead of from Dragonstone, from Dagglestone.
Oh crap! She got Acorn Projects written all over her. Okay.
GC, hold on.
Nobody writes my jokes, bro. Can you just imagine all this shit's off the top of the dome?
Yeah. Nah, trust me. You and me, we're both, off the top of the brain with it.
I'm like that black friend in the movie, like who always has the dopest jokes and shit, always got the witty comebacks. I'm like this shit in real life, man. Quick with it.
I believe you. Hey, but
I'll be right back. I'm going to walk my dog, okay?
Okay.
Hey, how my step puppy doing? You better give him some loving for me.
Oh, my puppy's good. How are your puppies?
Come on, they live better than most humans.
Yeah, they spoiled. They already know. Hold on, though. Let me walk my pups real quick.
You think they live better than her?
My dogs live well, bro. Like, well.
Okay. They don't have to suck 70-year-old dick for part of the rent.
Man, that chick might suck my dog's dick. What you talking about?
Oh, would you pay a third of the rent for that? To see that?
Yeah. Go suck my Aries off for me. I'll give you $5.
And a quarter. All right, Councilor Murray, thanks a lot. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Michael Ross, thanks a lot. Appreciate you too. And I got one more. Hold on. W. Alfonso says for the cause. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. So, let me ask you this, Keith. Do you consider that? Do you consider what she claimed to have been doing as hoeing?
I mean, yeah, she's a degenerate, but who knows what? Man, listen, these would be the same bras, bro, back in high school where they was caught up under the bleachers with 10 dudes and shit. These bras are damaged, bro. I mean, these women have to grow up, man. Like we remember all these people growing up, these weirdos, these women that was just doing dangerously slutty behavior. Just all, when you go to a party and then some chick is in the room with all the niggas, getting banged out, and they're like, ooh, yeah, that's that girl. Again, you work with these people now. These people are adults. These people get to vote. These people get to get on the internet and tell all these stories. All them chicks that was a freaknik busting it open, they're adults now. They're calling Kevin Samuel's show, trying to figure out why they can't hustle a nigga out some money. What you talking about? But you think these people don't just disappear? We know these people, all them kids that we grew up with, who would whip out the dang lanes and try to pee on other kids. The kids that we grew up with that would let the glue dry on their fingers so they could eat it. The kids we grew up with that would tattletale on everybody and we want to whoop their ass. All these people grew up to be adults. These are all these fucking weirdos were around all day. Again, these people didn't disappear. That kid you used to sit next to in class that would pick his nose and eat his boogers, he's a grown-up now.
All right. Here's the thing. I ate a few, but I was like 3. I was like 3, and I did it, and I don't know why. But I'm not gonna put myself in the mind of a 3-year-old again.
Yeah.
And there was a nigga who was in daycare with me who talked about that shit even in junior high. Like he never let me lay that shit down. So that I will own up to. I did it a couple times, grew up to be a well-adjusted adult. Now, as far as the other shit, the glue on the fingers, the piss, and that, yeah, I don't want to meet the adult that went through some shit like that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we done grew up, even as teenagers, bunch of weird motherfuckers. You're like, this weirdo. Like, you go to college, you go to live your life, but people still exist, man. And then then you have to have conversations with these people and actually argue with them and conversate like they're normal, rational thinking humans. But they have a voice too, GC.
Now, why do you think that they don't adjust? Like, people tend to adjust to their environment. Like you see everybody else doing something and you kind of wanting to be accepted by your surroundings. You develop a way to you develop some type of like stasis with them, like with your surroundings. Why do you think she remained that way? Like, why do you think somebody who, okay, just like I stopped eating the boogers. I stopped probably because kids were making fun, and I realized at a very young age that that's not some shit you're supposed to eat. So I stopped. Why do you think she, like, well into 38 in a month, she still just continued with the weird crap?
I'm glad you asked, GC. It's pretty simple. Because when you live in a world that coddles you, mostly as really, I won't get into the greater discussion, is But it's, you know, when we destroy our women, those are the women that will destroy the family. So when you grow up in a world that just allows these animals to just act whatever because they know what the results will be, they don't have to grow up. It's almost like, you know, when we play. Did you ever play sports in school? All right.
No, I did. You know, I didn't.
You know what? I didn't want to assume, brother. All right. So I was a student athlete. I was in honors classes, and I played football and baseball.
No, I was in honors classes, but I wasn't an athlete. I was in ROTC.
Oh, roger that. Roger that. I was that guy, right? So, you know, I'm friends with the smart kids. You know, I'm in there, you know, killing niggas as a wide receiver too. So basically, you have kids that are good at football, and then when they go into school, they can't read or write, but they always get a B.
Oh, I see. You're saying that a lot of these chicks have been passed along in society.
They've just been passed along, you know, moved on to the grade, moved on out of school, moved out in the real world. But see, what happens is when they get 35 and 40, they don't have any relationship skills. I mean, they can teach a monkey to fucking count, you know, coins, so they can go to work and pretend to be productive. If you ever met doctors, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you ever known them personally, they don't have a lot of common sense. But people think like they're really smart. Like when you talk to them, you're like, damn, you're a doctor. I can't believe that. But what happens is you're used to going into their office where they're specifically trained in this area, and they're able to sound like absolute superstars. But you ask them what 10 plus 15 is. You understand my point?
I understand it. I just don't agree with I think we have different perceptions of doctors. Like the ones I know, like the ones I went to school with and stuff, you know, of course they were socially adjusted because, you know, they had a circle of friends. I was in it, you know, so there are those. And what I found is like the general doctors, the ones without specialty, the general practitioners, they Google right in front of your face. Like you bring a problem to them and they will Google the crap right in front of your face. And this has been going on since Blackberries was invented. Like, I'm like, well, damn, I could have did that. Like, that's my experience with modern doctors.
But what happens is here's what happens is you find out, GC.
Okay.
And a lot of it is just listening to people talk. See, women have been allowed to just talk unquestioned. And the way you know this is even in conversations we have. When they're allowed to just talk and go on with their story, they can just rattle shit off because they're used to reading a script. But the moment you start asking them questions, that's when they get caught up. Right? That's why we lament when we say, why can't they ever answer direct questions? Well, they can answer direct questions, but they don't here because they're full of shit. So when you start asking them questions that start breaking down their story, it starts fucking them up. They start tripping and, well, hold on, I didn't hear what you said and I lost the connection and all this bullshit. As long as they can just tell their story untethered without you questioning anything, they're going to sound like absolute genius. But the moment you start, just like in this video, the moment you start asking questions, hold on, this story doesn't make sense. Hold on, you said earlier, hold on. Because they're full of shit. Now, it's like arguing with a female. When a female knows she's wrong, she's going to argue every fucking point except what the fuck you talking about, just like on these panels. And men will be, oh, well, they're just emotional. And no, they're not. They use that you thinking they're emotional as a game. But when women are right, they get real fucking practical. 2 + 2 = 4. They know they can stick to the argument. Boom, 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 boom. Because they know they're correct. And they can give you a rational argument for why they're correct. When they're full of shit, you can't never narrow them down.
Now, let me ask, what do you do in situations like that? Say you met up, you know, hey, I'm gonna be out there for Thanksgiving.
No doubt. Nice. I'll be.
Right.
I might be here. I might be in Kansas, but I might be here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit you up. But say you're at an event or you're just out with a group of people, right? And you come across somebody with this particular mentality, blonde wig and all, right? Do you say something? Do you bust her out, or do you just, silently think your thoughts about her and let her continue with her life?
GC, I walk past them type hoes like furniture, bro. I live out here in the burbs, bro. I don't. I'm kind of disconnected from that shit, if you will, right? Unless I start going to South Dallas or some shit, right? But I mean, I'm up here in West Legacy, man. I'm a little isolated. Now you do see a daggle a time or two, but I don't, outside of this internet shit, because I get on here to try to drop game to my fellows. I don't associate with shit like that.
I don't either. But I'm saying you can find this person in your circle somehow. Let's not pretend like they don't exist. Like they don't.
Oh no, they everywhere. But
Yeah,
the way I fucking roll,
like they don't exist in certain societies. They find their way in somehow, some way. They always find their way in, whether they're delivering food, from Uber Eats or something. They find some type of way to penetrate your fortress of solitude, or your fortress of non-daggleness. I'm saying, when they do you call them out on their degicity?
I mean, I tell them I'm gonna get the fuck up out of my face, but I don't run into those scenarios often.
Okay.
I mean, I got a nice face, but I still got a don't fuck with me posture, if you will. I don't know. I just don't get. If anything, if I'm out at a bar or some shit, but I mean, hey, situations get handled. So,
nah, I mean, I come across those. In fact, not too long ago, I came across a dude like that. His car kept declining for gas, and he was talking shit to the 7-Eleven dude, and I just wanted some Sour Patch Kids, and yeah, it's crap like that. I'm like, dang, because he's older than me. This dude was like 55 or something like that. I'm like, nobody has ever checked you. Then I thought about it. I was like, I didn't check him because I just want to get on with my life and eat my candy.
GC, I'm gonna be 100, bro. Let's just say that I try to deliberately keep myself out of situations that will require me to put a gun in somebody's mouth, and I'm just keeping it 100.
So that will require you to do, like, you see somebody acting a fool, acting a clown in 7-Eleven, and that just make you want to pull out on them?
What I'm telling you is I understand. Sometimes the polo shirts and the business owner fools a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just say that I try to keep myself away from situations that make me pull that out, because I've done it. And it's funny because friends in Dallas are like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it there. So I'll try to limit myself to situations that are going to fucking piss me off, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough. What do you recommend others do to chicks like this at a younger age? Do you feel that?
Laugh and point.
Say that again?
Laugh and point.
Okay. Now, a snicker or just like a full belly laugh? Like, basically make it apparent that you're being laughed at.
Listen, I believe in making some people look like absolute fucking morons, because that's deterrent. Mm-hmm. I see a motherfucker. Listen, I laugh at him. I was the old dude in basic training laughing at drill sergeant, and my drill sergeant didn't even fuck with me. All right, I'm gonna laugh at the motherfucker and dare you to say some shit to me. I'm just being 100. I'm gonna laugh at you. You look stupid. Yes, I'm laughing at you. You look dumb. And yeah. What?
Well, a lot of people, a lot of women in our community, they grow up in a world where there is no, without the ability to shame. And even if the shame is given, they assume that it's something wrong with those who are given the shame. So we have a community where, men can't shame, only women can shame. And, yeah, this is the results of it.
See, the problem is men give a fuck too much about what people think. I don't give a fuck. My life grew up. I've held my own nuts. So unless I'm in my white collar job to where I have to hold my tongue, off the clock I do and I say what I want to do, and I just keep it 100. And I do not give a fuck. I mean, hell, you see how I am on here. You've seen me. Have you ever seen me back down from anybody ever?
Okay, yeah, no, I get that part. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
To be honest, the reason why I don't always bring it up or why I don't always confront such behavior, because it's too damn funny. Like, I see somebody with a wig, I laugh silently, and I want them to keep that wig on so that others may laugh as well. You know,
I laugh out loud.
It's like a kick me shirt. It's like a person has a shirt on that says kick me sewn into the shirt and they don't know about it.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be the one to tell them and just ruin the joke for everybody else?
I mean, I'm just laughing and shit. Like, I'm laughing. Like, I'm just gonna laugh. If I see something funny, I'm gonna laugh. If she wearing that wig, I'm gonna walk by and I'm gonna laugh because it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to not laugh. Like, some people have those things within them to say, okay, maybe you shouldn't do this. Well, I'm not at work. We out and about. I'm gonna laugh at you. You look dumb.
Yeah. Filters.
Yeah, I don't have that filter out. I'm gonna say what I want to say. If I want to laugh, I've had women, dudes. Listen, I said what I said, and if we have a problem,
nah. I mean, I don't do it because of fear of confrontation or trying to be in polite society or anything like that. I do it so that others may laugh too. Like that.
Oh, that too. I'm gonna tell a joke.
I want to keep this a secret. Others got to see this. This person got toilet tissue stuck on their shoe. Let me tell others and point and laugh. Because I feel that it's a mercy. I feel that a full belly laugh to them is a mercy, and they might change their wig the next day.
Bro, we was at Buffalo Wild Wings like a week and a half ago, and we was sitting in the booth next to some loud daggles. They was just, and we just started capping on the motherfuckers right in the booth next to us. Everybody was fucking rolling. Like, we don't give a fuck. Like, laugh at these people, because see what happens is they have convinced you, because we live in a crazy world, that we're crazy because you don't laugh at them.
No, I feel you.
You know, our silence is just like the daggles not correcting themselves. Our silence is complicit. So we don't fucking point them out and say, you dumb motherfucker. We're complicit.
Hey, so now that I have you here, what do you think about that situation? Because I know that you mess with those Persian types.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that situation where the one woman was saying that her husband had to smack her because she was getting out of line, she was testing her bounds, and the black women just went off and they were trying to. I think her name was Courtney. She was on Obsidian show.
Okay. So okay. Okay, Courtney. Okay, I know Courtney. Okay, she's on Lapeef, right?
Right.
Okay, roger that. So what? Okay, so now I got who? Okay, so Courtney got upset because of what now?
Because a girl I think she was from Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
but she was a Muslim girl, and yeah, she basically was giving black women advice on how to be better women for men, and she was getting all kind of pushback because she is not black herself.
Well, no, she's getting pushback is because black women don't want discipline. I mean, black women want to do what they want to do, so of course they're going to have any pushback on that sort of correction. I mean, don't be fooled by you hearing this leadership talk. All that means is, bills being paid. It ain't got shit to do with you actually leading and doing what you're told, unless you face consequences. And I know you didn't believe that, now did you?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, it's quite simple. I mean, a sister is going to object about any sort of correction because they want to do what they want to do. Courtney's just the standard chameleon, man.
So I'm not familiar with her body of work. I just know her from this. So you're saying that before this, she came off as she was that pick-me type chick.
Yeah, so I would watch, Lapeef. Just like, your Nicole Michelle's, just like your Ashley W's, you will see Silent Amont in early videos in the comment section, because she did something about what I commented on. She didn't like some comment because she was telling the story on Lapeef's about how she had a good guy or some shit back in her 20s or something, and she fucked him over, and how she was sorry and wanted to talk to him or some shit. And we were going back and forth, and my comments were essentially that you never accept a woman back after she's played you, ever. I don't care what kind of sob story she gives you, because it's all it is chameleon shit. I mean, she's typical. I mean, if once you get down to it, she will agree and nod off to all the obvious talking points to make it seem like all she understands. But when you really listen, man. What we were talking about? What 2016 or some shit? GC. We've been at this a long time. We already talked about how you were going to see an influx of women making these "I've changed" videos.
Right.
We already said all these "I ain't down for feminism" videos. I love black men videos are gonna happen. This is all fucking in the cards, man. Motherfuckers are out here struggling. The motherfuckers are tired of working.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get my bills paid. So let me figure out what words I need to say. Let me listen to Cologne's show. Let me listen to Silent. Let me listen to Snornart and Company. Let me listen to all this and figure out what brothers are saying. What words do I need to use? What do I need to say in order to seem more feminine? You see, motherfuckers calling the show. Well, how can I be more feminine? Well, what words? Well, what Valley Girl voice do I need to use to trick these niggas into thinking that I done changed? What do I need to do? What do they want? When I go out with these men, how can I show value to them? How can I finesse these niggas?
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of influx of that in this space, and that's getting to a ridiculous degree.
Now, for me, like the fact that we don't just call that shit out and we're like, well, here's what you say. Listen, you game goofy, you out here gaming. It's over. How about that? You don't get a nigga to pay your bills. You, like everybody else in the world, are going to work and contribute to your household. How about that?
Exactly. And that is how you can tell if they're serious. Because what a lot of chicks are doing now is they're trying to set the bar right below themselves. If they're young, they're like, yeah, a man should be with a younger woman. If they're slim, like, yeah, a man shouldn't be with a fat chick. If they have kids and you say, yeah, a man shouldn't be stepdaddy. Oh, wait a minute. It's nothing wrong with taking care of somebody's kid. What if he dies? Exactly. They always will set it right below themselves. They will never admit that, listen, I have taken a hit due to my decision-making processes in the past.
See, like I was listening to Cologne's show.
Okay.
And you know what? Cologne is starting to sound an awful lot like Silent of old. I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say.
Kevin Samuels, man.
Say what?
I said, you could just say Kevin Samuels. I don't know why you said Cologne show.
Oh, okay, because I didn't know everybody's crazy. Every time I call him, don't say a motherfucking name, and I don't know anymore. So yeah, yeah. Before he would just let a lot of that shit slide. Now he's sounding a lot like I sound. Mm-hmm. Now I'm actually proud of this dude, because sometimes a motherfucker need to be told, no, you don't get that. There is nothing you can do. I don't care if you're at the gym. It's over. You don't get that. Mm-hmm. Right? Or I know you're hustling. No, you don't get 35 and get commitment. I'm sorry. The fuck do we look like? Why would a man commit monogamy to a 35-year-old woman? The fuck does that look like? You're going to have to share. You're just for practice. Those are the type of answers.
I don't get yeah. And I know that you set the bar high as far as, if you want 100% of the bills paid, she should be a virgin type thing. That is pretty high, but that's not different than what, either other groups are getting or your grandparents got. So,
well, even still, real talk, I'm not even having this men paying 100% of the bills in the 21st century anyway. I just really gave that as a okay, fine, type of thing. If it's going to be that, then you better be a virgin, which none of these hoes are going to be virgins anyway. But that is the price. But for everybody else, you live in America. You go to work in the morning, you collect a paycheck, you pay your taxes, you contribute to, and pay bills like everybody else. But now what has happened since men have started requiring demands of women, the women have found a way to Jedi mind trick. And really they did it in the era of get the bag. But what the women have been doing is just trying to figure out what Jedi mind language they could use to make it not sound like that. So that's why getting the bag has turned into being a provider. So now it's not only allowed them to still be the same gold digging whores they have always been. Now they have been able to use language that Jedi tricks men, and so the men are now in their little masculine energy thinking I'm a man and I'm providing. No, you're getting finessed. But she was able to figure out the word unlock code to say to you, to now you think you're being a provider when in reality you're being a fucking sucker. So now you got niggas talking about, well, you know, you gotta be paid the cost to be the boss. Meanwhile, you got third world niggas whose wives are being submissive to them, and they shit, and we shit in water, you know, like I said, you know, cleaner than they fucking drink. These men have to go out to a bathroom that's separate from their home, and these women know how to act right. So don't have these women convince you that to get them to act like they're supposed to act, they're just supposed to pay them like they're sugar babies, which is really the new push since OnlyFans, since the popularity of sugar babies. Now the directive is trying to get men to approach relationships as if they would a sugar baby relationship. You're gonna pay up all this female's bills while she lounges around in your house doing nothing but fucking getting her nails done. Now she's gonna pitch it as she's being a stay-at-home mother. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about staying at home with the kids. But you know, that sounds better. Hey, I want to be at home and take care of the home. That sounds good, don't it? You know, isn't it a woman's job to nurture the home and all?
Well, I was gonna do a separate video on this, but yeah, you want to know what term really gets to me? Rest in my femininity.
Right.
Which basically means retire for not working. Like rest in your femininity? What the fuck is that? I mean, that sounds like some Kelly Bundy, not Kelly, but Peggy Bundy shit.
As if
that sounds like some, you know, I'm gonna eat bonbons when you work. And we
got niggas repeating that shit, GC. See, what happens is, GC, is see, women don't want to have to go out and work. And listen, I don't want to go out here and fucking work either. I want to just be handed $20 million. What the fuck? Like, who don't want to fucking go and work every day? Like, what the fuck kind of logic is that?
Now, see, here's where I agree where it should happen. That should happen for a chick who got with the dude young. She gave her best years to that dude, you know, and you know, she deserves, after giving her best years and after proving her worth during that time, you know, then she deserves some to where she could focus solely on the house. I get that part, but
and for the other 98.5% of women out here,
say that again.
I said, and for the other 98.5% of women out there,
exactly. Like, come on now, you can't come up to a dude 38 years old. He made it and you didn't, and you talking about, I want some of that. I want to rest now. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you really wanted to, you retire after you put in work. Like, if you was there holding up note cards and shit while he was in university eating ramen noodles, then you got a claim. Then you can say something. When you was 18 and all the dudes wanted to fuck you, but you was fucking him, then you could say something. But you don't come with your own kid, and you're not even taking care of the kids because you already had your own kids.
She bringing you a walled out but stop. Like, this shit is hilarious, bro. And my thing is,
brothers be taking these deals though. That's what be killing me. Brothers,
nobody's taking the deals. Like, everybody, like, it's easy to say on the internet, niggas, everyone's simping, but the truth is, people just don't have money to simp like that. All right, like, you know. When people say people are simping, it's because usually they're just watching social media and they'll see some video of a dude simping and then say, see how niggas are simping, right? But the truth is, motherfuckers are struggling. These broads are fucked. That's why they're complaining. Like, here's a conversation that'll happen.
Okay, so what would you say Irene Vet's husband is doing?
I don't know Irene Vet's. I don't know.
Irene Vet, she's one of these, you know, pro-blacks, even though she married a white dude and had 4 kids. Divorced that dude, and then she married a doctor out here, a black dude.
I mean, there is a sucker born every day for sure, but the mass majority of people ain't gonna do that, and it ain't no telling that that's gonna last or that everything. Like, listen, all I know is behind closed doors, all this shit is fucking a different story, man. Motherfuckers get on the internet capping, man. Behind closed fucking doors, man. True. People's lives are fucked up, but they get on the internet talking.
True. Melody, you got some thoughts on this before we go over to your show? Melody, you there? Oh, she probably already started her own show. All right, Keith, you got any last thoughts before I head over there?
Oh man, you good, bro? It's just good to chop it up, man. I had a few minutes. I wanted to burn a little bit after work. So hey, it's good to chop it up with you, bro. Shit, man. Yeah, man. If I'm here, man, yeah, man. Fuck, we'll have to link, man. I have to show you the city, bro. Get you a little some strange, man. Bring $40, man. You got it.
All right, man. I might want to double up and bring 80. But yeah, that's what's up.
Hey man, we gonna get you right here in the D, bro. Hey, cause I got a challenge, bro. You said partying in Dallas wasn't shit, bro. I'm trying to
I didn't say that. My cousin party out there.
Like, did you say some shit like you came down here some shit and wasn't nothing happening some shit?
No, probably because of how I was living. When I'm down there, it's really more on some family stuff. So like I'm at my dad's house, I'm not really like partying like that. But I got cousins and stuff. They tell me it's cool.
Oh hell yeah. We take it uptown, bro. Yeah, get you right, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
man.
no doubt, man.
All right, look forward to it.
Peace.
All right, with that, I want to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And remember, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.